everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and here is part 2 of my planner lineup for 2025. This video covers in depth my content planner, which I am totally switching up for this year. So I talk about how I'm using a brand new to me planner and a new system, and then I'm going to cover 2 other mini accessory planners that I have not actually had in my lineup before. So this one should be a really good chunk for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Now let's hop in. And then the next one, my plants one. So this is the first one I actually dedicated to something. I put some stickers on here. This is just going to be my plant journal. So I recently decided I'm going to be a plant lady. I'm not very great at it yet, but I'm figuring it out. I've got a couple of philodendrons and I'm already writing in this one. So I put stickers in the front. I don't have any of this type of stuff outlined yet because I haven't needed it yet, but I thought I would have some sort of coding system for like watering days, fertilizing days, even repotting days, because I have to do that. Also propagating days. I've already done a little bit of propagation this last weekend, which was so much fun, and hopefully my propagations work, but I'm already using the note pages in the back. So here are my current plants. I also ordered 3 more plants off Etsy that have not shipped yet. Also, I wrote down like all the pretty philodendrons that I would love to have at some point in time, but I'm like, do I want my house to look like a plant jungle? I don't know yet. Not sure about that. And then here is where we are so far. I'm doing this Cornell style. I needed a little bit more room for repotting this weekend. Got October, started November here. I'm just keeping track of what days and what things I water. And then when I repotted them, I mixed their current stuff with a new repotting mix that is aeroid friendly, and it has slow release fertilizer. So I will not have to fertilize them anytime soon. And so we've got the new repotting medium, and I only repotted my strawberry shake philodendron and my white knight philodendron. My pink bikini is doing fine. I'll repot her, I don't know, maybe in a couple months, but I'm just outlining that so far in here, and we'll continue to document those type of things. And then like the day-to-day, week-to-week stuff, like I'll be checking on the plants. I'll move plants around as needed. I did end up getting a full-on adult plant checker. You stick it down the soil. It shows you your light. It shows you your pH. It shows you your temperature. It shows you the moisture content. Like it checks all the things. So I'm gonna stick that in the plants soil multiple times a week and make sure, and I'll write some of that stuff down on these weekly pages. Right now I'm just like learning the system, but I'm gonna be like moving some plants around soon. So I'll put like, okay, I moved it from the kitchen counter to the upstairs, whatever, you know? So I keep track of, you know, if their light's not doing so great, maybe I need to move them back to a different place or try a different place in the house. All that sort of stuff is gonna go in here. And this is purely like, when did I water this plant last? I need to make sure I'm watering it consistently, and I was overwatering, so I really have to be like, oh, I just watered it a couple of days ago. I need to chill and not water it again. So it's just plant stuff. I will not cover this one. I'll just let it rot on the outside, even though it's a very soft cover that already had dings when I purchased it. I'm just gonna let this one get nasty. Now, I do have another pink one that I have not committed to anything yet. And then before we move on to TN size things, I want to talk about the week's planner that I did have all year for 2024. This is my content planner. So here's an example of how I'm using this. I have my own little system, like filmed, edited, uploaded, and live, and then a short clip to go onto Instagram with it. I'm trying really hard to add more Instagram, but I still am not great about that. But I have a page for what's actually going up on the channel, and then what I'm actually doing, what I need to film, what I need to edit, that kind of thing, notes and stuff, email, communications back and forth with brands and things, goes on this dashboard page. And then in the back, it has tons of notes. I did get compact size, so it's only 120 pages in the back, but like I've used, I'm gonna keep this because some of this notes is private. I've used 20 of those pages, so I don't need, 100 more pages. It's a lot. So one thing I found these pages, so like here's a video series I started. I did the first few, I need to do more. We'll go back to that at some point, but I write all those ideas down. And then on these pages, I write what's going on, but I also want to do some Instagram reels and stories, and also YouTube shorts. I have not hardly done any of that with the short form content, so I want to do more of that, and I found that it was going to clog these up if I'm putting in what I'm doing for Instagram as well. I feel like, of course, I could fit it. Like, there's still a couple of lines here, but I like the way that this looks. I don't want to like put it here and get it lost, so I'm not a huge fan of this layout for adding any more social media into it. So instead of going week size, I went way bigger for this, and it's going to encompass a lot more stuff. This is a Laurel Denise. I'm going to have to zoom out. This is the Laurel Denise Portrait Planner, and I picked this one because the monthly squares are really, really wide, and I thought it would be great to keep track better of like affiliate launches, because right now I'm keeping notes in here for affiliate launches. Sometimes things get lost. I have to go back and check emails back and forth a bunch of times. I thought I could write it down in a dedicated space for all my affiliate stuff, all my YouTube stuff, all my content, all my short form content, all of that stuff is going to go in here. Also keeping track of earnings better. Like right now, I don't take any tax deductions. We just do my Schedule C. We just pay all those taxes. I don't take any write-offs whatsoever for anything, even when I specifically purchase things literally just to make videos. And I never actually use any of it for personal stuff at all. I don't take any of those tax write-offs. So when I'm buying planners, when I'm buying things for videos, I haven't gotten any tax benefits for that. So I need to be better about that. And I've thought about it back and forth. Like, I don't want to get audited because I take too many deductions, but also I don't want to just give the government extra money when, you know, I'm actually putting money into this channel. I want to be able to benefit from that. So I thought I would also include expenses and earnings in here as well and have it all in one place. And so that's where this comes in. So here's where I want to keep track better about subscriber counts as well, especially like adding more short form content to Instagram. I just barely like play around with Instagram, but not in a capacity where I'm like making it part of my brand or my YouTube at all. It's just like more fun and family type of stuff. So I want to be able to grow that, and I'll dot pin off video days. Also can write out number of videos each month as well, so I can see this is going to be more just subscriber count and keeping track of what days I actually post. And then here's the calendar. So I did film a whole video talking about all the little post-it notes and things. These are Moxie Life post-it notes, and I have been using them. So not a month where, okay, so here's last month. So I use these post-it notes. I move them around as far as like collabs. Like I moved this date around because the Moxie Life launch wasn't a Wednesday. I had to move it to a Thursday. Things like that, where I just adjust my normal filming schedule to meet everything. And I move things around. Like if I think, oh, I'm going to film like a sticker haul here, but my sticker haul didn't come in time, I'll move it to a different place. So these are adjustable. They're the same sticky notes. I just cut them down to fit this planner. So they fit. So instead of cutting them down, I'm like, well, I don't have to cut them down in this wide form. A couple of other things I've also looked at as far as that, like my editorial calendar can go on here around launches and collabs and stuff. But I also thought, I also have this B5, and they will fit in the B5 as well. So that's another option. I could make my editorial calendar separate if I want it to be separate. Do the B5. I also, like I said, I'm going to be grabbing things back and forth. Also, as part of my A5, whatever A5 I use, I could also do that, but I noticed I would have to cut them down for the A5, and this one got stuck. Like if you're not careful and you fold them all down, which if I'm having one on each of these days, I'm not going to be like this and folding it down. It's just going to be stuck and random and get squished. So I'd have to cut them down if I stuck it in whatever A5 I'm using. But then also if they're experimental and I'm moving A5s a bunch, I'm going to have it in different places. So I thought I would definitely maybe do sticker sneeze, which again, the same size boxes, I'd have to cut them down. Or I just go ahead and stick it with all of this. So I'll put in like payment dates for AdSense and affiliate company information. What days I get paid for those things will go on here. Also affiliate launches, meetings, events. A lot of different companies do Zoom meetings for affiliates. They'll do like Instagram lives or YouTube lives. I'll write all of that stuff down in these. Also my editorial calendar could go in here as well. Also projected collab dates. A lot of times I don't take collabs when they're really strict about when things have to be done. The garbage truck or recycle truck is here, so ignore that. We're gonna pretend like it's not going in the background, but I will keep track if they require something on a certain date. like affiliate launches require a certain date, but if a company, sends me something and they expect it up by a certain date, I tend to not take those anyway, but if I do, I'd write those dates in here. And I like how wide it is. It lets me write a bunch. And also I can use any of their sticky notes or the Moxie Life sticky notes in here, no problem. And now this is the weekly section. So there's a habit tracker and 4 boxes on that side. And then there's a lot of dot grid on the back of this. And then inside these are the weekly spreads. Again, I was showing all of the Laurel Denise sticky notes. So they all fit, they'll work great in different capacities. So this will just be daily tasks, filming and editing days. I tend to like pick 1 or 2 days a week and try to batch film as much as I can. And then I'll pick like, oh, this day I'm not feeling very social. It's gonna be a full-on editing day where I'm just on the computer editing back to back as much as possible because I don't feel like, bubbly and feel like talking at all. Certain things like that. So I'll set those days up. I also can have like a running weekly thing like these videos have to be done this week. That kind of thing. So this will just be like daily to-do listing. Over here, I can do mapping out my month in advance. Like if there are important things coming up, I can make sure I write them here. Also, like forward planning can go back here. And also some of this I'm not going to show because some of it's going to be private stuff. And I have this possibly income expenses list, maybe like income expenses, or that can go in the back. There are some pages in the back. So I'll just know, okay, I'm not going to flip to these pages because it's going to be my income expenses pages and it's going to be strictly just for tax purposes and I don't want to share that kind of stuff, right? So that kind of thing. So far I have never taken a tax deduction at all whatsoever. I did when I ran a stamp company. It's like I have to buy supplies and things for that, but I've never done it for my YouTube stuff, which I should. I'm like years and years into this at this point. We've paid the tax man years and years. I got to get better about having it all documented as needed. But yeah, this is going to be, I wrote it in different ones too. Like this is going to be data driven, not goals driven. Like it says daily habits. I'm not going to make it like a daily habit. I'm going to see what days I filmed videos, what days I do Instagram shorts, reels, whatever, and have it documented. So I'm looking across and be like, oh, I haven't done a YouTube short all month long. I can make sure I try to make that priority the next month and maybe put it in here as like a goal for the month is what I'm thinking. So I really like this way of looking at it. So I can always see my monthly, always see my little to-do listing. I can flip and see any of the little flaps that I need to see at any point in time, but I need a dedicated place for all that affiliate stuff. The more subscribers I've had, the more companies have reached out to me, the more companies I've reached out to. I have to have one solid place to do it. And right now it's, some of it's in here, some of it's on my calendar, some of it is strictly just in the emails, some of it's in like my sticker sneeze planner in the back, it's just all over the place. And I need one dedicated place for, this is all encompassing all my YouTube type of stuff, all the businessy side of stuff, all in one book. So I'm excited to dive into this. I've never used Laurel Denise, but I've had my eye on them quite a while. And going along with that, I may end up finding, maybe I don't have enough notes space in this. There are a few pages in the back, but I might find that I need more notes pages. So I'll use whatever dot or grid style planner I'm using. And so I can use other note pages. I'll have plenty of planners in my experimental planners or just a full-on dot grid or grid style notebook. That'll have plenty of room for various other notes and like idea brainstorming, that type of thing will probably go in a separate space just because I don't have a whole lot of room in the back for things like that. Same with like meeting notes. I'll have various Zoom things or email things. I'm not going to have enough meeting notes in this, so it will be separated out just slightly, but like the main guts of everything I want in here. And going along kind of with that, I'm going to have, A5 experimental ones. There's plenty of daily pages I can use in that capacity too. There's plenty of notes pages scattered throughout my system because I do use a lot of planners. So I'm not super concerned about not having enough note space for that. There are some larger sticky notes from Laurel Denise, but also other companies that I can use and just stick in notes and meeting notes in the back. Also, there are like tip-in type of things. So Laurel Denise makes the wire version of tip-in pages, but they are kind of expensive because you do have that laminated section that kind of reinforces all of those holes. And then the page itself is like regular paper. And then they have ones called pop-ins that are more like the Erin Condren dashboards where the whole thing is laminated and you use a wet erase. But those are only for the wire planners, which are the horizontal planners. And I chose the portrait style planner to use for my content planner because I wanted the wider size boxes, but I do have a horizontal I could play around with as well. Erin Condren has some spiral bound like clip-in type of things. I'm going to experiment with those, and I'm also going to experiment with just like snipping the like dot sections and trying to push the pages in and seeing if that works to add more pages in the back, because this spiral ring is quite large for the planner size, so there is room to add to it and add in note pages. I can also just like washi tape in note pages on top of the pages that are already existing in the back. So there's lots of ways for me to add pages physically to this book to make it work even better. But I am also okay with just having notes and ideas and brainstorming, that kind of thing, in separate planners. I'll just have to make a dedicated spot. So when I'm looking back at things, I know which planner or which notebook section or which dot grid separate notebook I need to go back to refer to everything. So I think I can make it work. I'm just gonna play around with that portion of things. And that's basically all this is. It's just the monthly and weekly with a little bit of extra stuff. Like there's a little bit of room for notes and things right there as well. That's it as far as content planning goes for now. Now I want to talk about gaming. I showed you guys in my Sticker Sneeze planner I have a lot of gaming notes. I play Stardew Valley, I play Animal Crossing, and I play a Squishmallow Roblox game, which is my current obsession right now. I designed the cover of this. It was just a blank black sterling ink. I cut out some vinyls and decorated this, but I've noticed that this black vinyl is not very sticky, so I'm having some that'll kind of stick off. I did end up ordering a cover for this one. So this one will be clear covered, and also this one will be clear covered because I want it to last all year. Otherwise, I don't tend to buy clear covers, but I did design this. I want it to stay looking cute. It's just, I designed it after the Hobonichi Weeks Godzilla cover. I wasn't going to pay $100 for it, and I wanted a bigger version. So this is just going to be my gaming planner. I have some notes written in here. Gaming, maybe other hobbies as well. Like if I crochet and stuff, I can write that type of stuff in here too. I write out like where I am on my project or the steps. It's a lot of like line repeat projects I like to do. Let's see if I wrote any sort of notes. My number of squish, I'm collecting little squishmallows in the game. This could also be list of hobbies or just a data set of like how much money I have in the game. It's one of those things where it's like, I want to be one of the richest in any of the games. So like Animal Crossing, I'm like making that money, selling those flowers, flower petals and things. Just getting the millions in the game is part of the appeal to me. So that's also part of the Squishmallow game too, is how many squish bucks do you have? Could be that kind of thing on the data page. These will be daily streak, and also what days I play what game. So if it's a Squishmallow day, maybe I give myself a sticker. Otherwise, if I'm like, oh, I'm really into Animal Crossing, I write it, and however many days I play, I keep track of. And then in Squishmallow, you do get a daily streak. It'll tell you your number. I might write in those days. And then summary of how and what I worked on. Also keep track of new squish releases, weekly stats, sales, purchases, that type of thing. So I do keep track of that kind of stuff already. In my daily Sticker Sneeze planner, there's all these lists of how many things I bought, how many things I sold. I like to buy low, sell high, like the stock market. It's just a fun, like super fun thing for me. Also there's fishing, like in Animal Crossing, I love the fishing. Well, there's also fishing in the Roblox game as well. I like that, so keep track of that. And then back here, index hobbies in pixels, some sort of thing on this page, and then all my miscellaneous hobbies, important things, references for in the game. Also more purchased logs. If this isn't enough room for the week, I can carry those over back here. Also, if there's a crochet pattern, I'll write out the steps in here and like write end day to day where I stop on a pattern. Sometimes it's hard for me to go back to the project and be like, what row was I on? What was I doing here? I do have a hat that I was working on last fall. Picked it up this fall and I was like, wow, I have no idea what I'm doing now. It took me a while to like count the rows and figure out what I was doing. So it'd be nice to have that all in one place. So this is gonna be my gaming / hobbies planner. Very self-explanatory, and it does have a page a day. So I feel like it's my wind down thing, is whatever hobbies, if I'm getting back into scrapbooking or card making or Copic coloring, all that supply list stuff will be in here as well. I'll keep track of all of that in here. I just love the little Godzilla guy. So he wraps around the planner. It's super cute. Now my camera's getting hot, so it keeps cutting me off, but I just thought he was really cute how I did this. I didn't think of this all by myself. I totally copied the Hobonichi Weeks style. I'm like, oh, I need more space. I want it to be the bigger book. I love get his tail all the way across the back, which is super cool. So love the Godzilla movies. I ended up watching all of the Godzilla versus King Kong whole series. There's like 5 or 6 of those movies. I watched them all this summer, and I really like the Matthew Broderick 2000 something or 1995-ish, I don't know, sometime in my childhood, really liked that Godzilla. That's what really started it all, but I love those movies. I'll go back and watch all the Godzilla movies at some point because there's tons of just Godzilla movies way back. So that's on my list, and I love the cover so much. And I'll cover it so it protects the vinyl so it won't mess up. But that's just my gaming / hobbies planner. And that is it for part 2 of this series. Part 3 will come up tomorrow for you guys. Now, I have a question of the day for you guys. It is based on me using the Laurel Denise as a content planner. And this planner is so unique and different. I just felt like I had to try it out. I would like to know what you would use this planner for. If you had gotten this planner, or if you do have this planner, what do you intend to use it for? I just think it's such a different, unique layout. It kind of blows my mind how different and out there it is. So I just had to have it, had to put it in my lineup. And I'm really excited to play around with that one, maybe more so than many of the other ones that are very similar iterations to planners I've had before, like new sizes or new configurations. But this one's just something about it really strikes me. So I'd love to know how you are going to use it or would use it, hypothetically speaking. That's it for today. I hope you like, subscribe, and follow me along, and I will catch you next time. Bye.